Most of the founders in this industry are about to quietly disappear. Not because the market got harder, but because they kept grinding when the game had already changed. Now, if you are under 10 grand a month currently, close this tab. You're not the audience. This is for the founder, doing somewhere between 10 and 30 grand a month, running an info product offer he built himself, runs himself, and somewhere along the way became the thing inside the business he cannot get rid of and replace. Everyone else, close the tab. I'm gonna save you the 7 minutes I'm about to take. My name is Philip, I'm 22 years old, and last year I took an info product business from 0 to 100 grand a month within 90 days. And I was working 4 hours a day, from a few different countries. And I'm not telling you that to impress you, because there are guys that are doing much bigger numbers than I am in this space. I'm just telling you because of how I did it, because I was able to do it without the grinding. And that means there is a version of this business, your business, that does not require you sitting in the chair 16 hours per day, as I thought as well. Most of the industry has not figured out how to build it yet. In this channel, I'm showing you how. Here is the lie you tell yourself. You're not burned out, you're just disciplined. Other founders couldn't handle this space. You can. And that's not arrogance. It is the truth. And you've always been the one who could outwork anyone in the room. That's why you're here. That's the whole story. It is a beautiful story. It's also the most expensive lie the industry has sold you. I told myself the exact same lie for the last 3 years. I'd sit at my desk from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed. 12 hours, sometimes 14, sometimes 16 hours. And honestly, 3 of those hours I was watching YouTube. 2 hours I spent playing chess on the computer. The rest was checking Slack and team messages that I could have handled within 20 minutes. But I spent the whole day there just to feel like I was productive and available. Now, of course, here and there I took some important meetings, I moved the ball forward, but I definitely did not have to spend those 14 to 16 hours behind that computer. And yet, I was hitting 20 grand a month, and I was telling myself I was very disciplined. Actually, I wasn't disciplined. I was a clown, sitting there the whole day. And I did not have the architecture that would allow me to build the business the way I wanted to build it. I was a man performing work for those 3 years to avoid the question of whether I'd build a life worth showing up to outside of the desk and the office. The revenue number was the only thing keeping me from actually looking at it. And now, stop for a second. You're probably thinking, okay, this kid doesn't know my business. He doesn't know how hard my market is. My situation is different. Good. Hold that resistance, because I want you to be skeptical. And watch the next few minutes anyway. Because truthfully, I believe you have it harder. You're probably working harder right now than I am. But the thing you don't need more magic stuff. You don't need to add more stuff. You don't need more tricks. Because right now you're working harder because you have weights tied to your ankles. You have a load of work as a big backpack on your shoulders that you're carrying. The point is not to add more to you. The point is to cut the ties, to remove the weight from you so that you can actually be lighter and enjoy the work more. Here is what's most likely happening in your body. The Stripe ping at 9 p.m., it doesn't feel like a win anymore, the new client. It feels like maintenance. The good months, they don't give you relief. They just raise the bar of what you have to keep producing. You stopped enjoying the work a few months ago probably, and you've been faking it ever since. Because nobody around you, and not the clients, not the people watching you, nobody wants to know that the expertise that you're teaching, that you're sharing, is something you don't enjoy anymore. The grind isn't getting you somewhere at this point. It's just where you live now. It's the mud you've been swimming in for the last few months or few years. And every guru in this space has been telling you that that's the discipline. That's the price. That's the sacrifice. That's what it takes. But what nobody's saying is that you're not disciplined. You're scared. You're probably terrified, like I was, that if I stop moving for a single week, the whole thing will collapse. And that's not a character, that's a nervous system response. Because you've trained yourself into believing that the only way the business survives is if you carry it. And the industry has built a $50 billion economy around selling that fear back to you as virtue. Now, say this out loud with me. And I know you're in a coffee shop, you're on a train, maybe you're in the office and somebody's 2 desks away. I don't care. Operators don't care about looking stupid in a coffee shop. Operators care about what works. So say it with me. I'm not disciplined. I'm scared. Say that again. I'm not disciplined. I'm scared. Feel how much that sucks? Good. Because that feeling is the first honest data your body has given you in the last months. So don't run away from it. Now, also say this with me. I know there is a way to scale my business and work less at the same time. I know there is a way to scale my business and work less at the same time. Here's the part most founders don't see until it's too late. The cost of the grinder era isn't the missed vacations. It's not even the relationships, though those break. The cost is the version of you that existed before all of this. The funny one, the one that enjoyed the work when you started this business, the light one, the one who could sit at a dinner and actually be at that dinner. That guy got buried under the few years or few months of I'll be present once the revenue stabilizes, once we hit this milestone. And the worst part, you start to believe that that buried version is the real you now. And honestly, we all know you've already surpassed a lot of those goals that you told yourself would make you happy, would make you, oh, now I can, enjoy. You surpassed those goals. And yet, you're still grinding away. And look, I'm just 22, right? I have my whole life ahead of me. And the thing that fascinates me the most is I'm watching the smartest operators in this industry trade their lives for the business that now owns them. And nobody around you is going to say this. Your partner won't. She's exhausted and she probably stopped trying. Your peers won't. They're doing the same thing and they need you doing it too. And your mentors won't. They're selling you the next program. And I don't need you to give me anything, so I'll just say it. You're not building a business anymore. The business now owns you. And you either install architecture in the next 90 days or so, or you just accept that you've chosen this. But both are choices at this point. It's not like it's happening to you. And the founders who install the right architecture can actually stop calling themselves the grinders. And they can start calling themselves operators. And you know damn well that the operators of the business sleep different. They don't have to sit at the desk and pretend 14 hours per day that they're working. And their business can actually scale. And it's a big paradox, but they can do more revenue, not less. The system handles the work that's not supposed to be the founders, from the DMs, the calendar, the chase, even the marketing, sales training, and parts of the delivery. And the founders, they do what they were built for. They enjoy giving away their expertise, and they go fight the big battles. The architecture installed inside the business, the AI systems, they're not the knight. It's the armor. The knight is still you. Now, before you do anything else, write down the number you actually did last month. Not the round one you tell people, the real one. Look at it. And then go to operationaldrag.com. It takes a few minutes, and it's going to tell you exactly where your operational drag is and how much it's costing you every month based on the data you give it. Now, if you're going to use it just to feel something for an afternoon and not really looking to change, then close the tab and don't even use it. But if you already know and understand the problem is structural, you know where to find me. Anyways, I'm going back to my systems and see you in the next video.